chatbot launched by the Chinese firm DeepSeek.
The world has reacted with astonishment to the release of a Chinese AI model from DeepSeek.
And it has significantly narrowed the gap between the US and China when it comes to artificial intelligence.
I think 2 years ago, people were less optimistic about the Chinese economy. But it changed during the last 12 months or so. One thing I think is very important, and we're seeing it, is what we call the DeepSeek moment. That really changed the perception about the Chinese innovation. Before, when I went overseas and people talked about innovation in China, most people were not very positive because when they thought about the Chinese innovation, they thought about two things. Number one is the stealing of the intellectual property rights. And number two is state subsidy. I think the DeepSeek moment changed that perception. In fact, DeepSeek can do good products, as good as their products. And suddenly you realize there are lots of good innovations actually happening. And I can give you a very long list of the products. The second factor, which also made a positive impact on perception on the Chinese economy, is, I think, what is happening in the US. The US government policy is creating lots of uncertainties. And sometimes the policy position changes within days, not just within months or within weeks. So it's been changing a lot. And I think people realize that becomes a problem. But at the same time, I think people realize China actually becomes a stabilizing force because at least, whether you like it or not, the Chinese policies are much more stable, much more longer term. And if the government says something, they actually deliver it. More importantly, China has a very strong interest in maintaining the current multilateral open trade and investment regime. And I think that is in line with the interest of most countries in the world.